What's going on, everybody? It's DJ Collabo, another voiceover yet again. We have sped up this video because it is over an hour long and nobody wants to sit here for an hour, so we managed to get it down to about 30 minutes. So, right now we're working on the foyer area. I'm just trying to look around and see what's going on. Sorry, it's getting me a little dizzy to keep moving the camera like this, but here I go. Anyway, so we're just putting, seeing what the walls look like and all that. Right now, I'm looking around trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with this area. I don't really like that little table right there, so I'm looking to change it up, but I feel like we need a carpet. So right now, I'm looking for carpet. I end up not finding any carpet that I actually like, even though I tried multiple carpets. I don't know. I have to figure out something to put in that front area there. As you can see, I'm clicking through the carpets. Not really finding what I'm looking for. I always like that one. That's my go-to carpet. Love that carpet so much. It's so pretty. But I'm like, I don't know if I really like that. But I'm like, I have to have a table. I have to have something I can put there that will take up the right amount of space, I guess. And I'm having a tough time figuring that out myself. So here you just kind of see me all over the place, everywhere, just trying to figure out what to put there. And I just keep adding things and nothing's working out. So eventually I just get rid of all that. And it's just one of those things, sometimes you just can't find exactly what you're looking for. But then I did find that little hutch thing. That's super cute. Love that. Then I started looking over and I'm like, what can I do? Because there's a little space under the stairwell, which wasn't there before. So I'm not really sure how that got there. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do the half wall, but I wanted to make it look a little more finished. So that's what I did. Sorry guys, we're spinning in circles. I know it's really, makes you a little dizzy or whatnot. Sorry about that. Anywho, now we're looking for a dining room table because we're doing the dining room area. However, there isn't a designated area for the dining room in this house, and that's when I realized eventually I'm going to have to add on another part to the house to make a dining room. So I do like it in front of the sliding glass door, but I feel like it would kind of be in the way a little bit. And so I'm swapping out tables. I like this one better. It's just cuter. Swapping the tables out, seeing what I like. Now I'm trying to find the chairs. I always like these chairs here. They're like the cowskin chairs. I wish they were a little whiter though. But I do like them because they're like a suede. But I'm like, maybe I could put it over here. But I'm like, no, that's kind of in the way. I don't really like that. So I'm like, I have to add on to this. There's the only way for me to put a designated area for the dining room is to add on. So that's what I'm doing here. I just create like a little nook to put the dining room table in. Nothing crazy. I add a whole bunch of windows because who doesn't want to look outside in your beautiful backyard when you're having dinner with your entire family? So, here we are, adding the windows. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put them, but then I'm like, you know what? Put them all the way across. Why not? So, there's that. I placed the table. I really like that table. Not a huge fan of the chairs now, but that's okay. We can change it in a later video. There's a lot going on here because now I'm trying to kind of play with the colors of the table. And I am trying to see what curtains kind of go best. See, when I put up curtains, I like curtains that you can still kind of see through. That's why I kind of always go with the sheer curtains here. But then I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's too blocked in. So then I change them out and put them, like, I change them to something that's still sheer. But, I don't know, a little less. Like, it wasn't so much going on. So those are the little sheer curtains. Took me a couple tries to get those right because for some reason they weren't snapping to the right grid and whatnot. So anyway, now I'm still putting the curtains on, doing a little save because at this point I have a lot of progress and I don't want to lose it. Changing the table to a pink. I have to keep remembering this is a family home. I could leave it white, but I felt like it was just too generic. It was just too like blah. So I'm like, let's add a little bit of color, put a little bit of pop of color in here and see kind of what we can do with it. So luckily the tables and chairs all match. And I didn't even know that. It just kind of worked out like that. I'm trying to change the curtains to see if I can match the table a little bit better, but I'm like, nah, I'll leave it how it is. Very basic, but I'm like, you know what? A mother, let's put some girl touches in here, because I feel like it's very, like, generic and just monotone. And I'm like, nah, we'll stick with the pink. We'll definitely stick with the pink. So that's what I was trying to decide there. And now I'm trying to figure out something to put on the table, but I didn't end up finding anything. That's the hard part, is I always want to put something in the center of something. Never works out. Anyway, so I put those baskets in, take them out. Like I said, I never can find anything to put in the center of these things. Actually I did find, yes, okay, that's right, I did find the fruit. That's cute for in the morning. You go, you grab it, you're having your breakfast and whatnot, and you have a little bit of fruit. Then I found these cute little wreaths that are like a pink and white color. I'm trying to figure out where to place them. Then of course, me with my symmetrical stuff, I'm like, oh, but I could do 2 over here and 2 over there. But I'm like, no, I'm doing too much. Way too much. So I take them away and then I just put one right in the center of the window. And of course I had to put 2 for the balance. And then I changed the lighting to something a little cuter. Cause this is kind of like a girly-ish room, so I don't know. I figured I'd just put a little pop of color. Nothing crazy, very minimal, but very cute. Very, shabby, chic, very nice. A little on the high-end side, but nothing crazy. Now I'm trying to find a rug to put underneath the table because I love putting rugs underneath tables. Extremely unnecessary, but whatever. I wish I would have made it bigger because that would have fit there so nice, but it exceeded the wall space and that just looked crazy. So that is my arrangement. 2 carpets together, end to end. I usually wouldn't do that, but I needed to do something. I get rid of this carpet because I already have the same exact carpet in the dining room, and I don't feel like repeating the same carpet would be ideal. So I change it. Actually, I delete it altogether. So, yeah. That's what we got going on. I'm putting in some more lights and stuff because it's kind of like, I don't know, some shadowy areas and whatnot. I was like, oh, maybe we'll add a little more pink to it, but then I'm like, I decided against it. I'm a minimalist in The Sims, not in real life, and the pink curtains were a little too much. They're like macrame. I love that, by the way, in real life. So, I'm just checking a few things out. I'm trying to decide what I can put in that room right there. And I'm like, what would go good? I don't know. So I move on to the garage. And I'm just looking at these garage doors. Nothing, crazy. I just want to see if they would work for me, but that's not what I was looking for. The garage is always my favorite place to decorate because, I don't know, it's like the place that has all the little, missing pieces and bits and pieces and the things that keep the house together and, storage and all that. I didn't end up putting that car there, put it outside in the driveway. Felt like it looked better. I didn't want to overcrowd the garage. Got a little fire extinguisher system, which reminds me I need to put smoke detectors in all the rooms, and I'll do that in a later video. Not that it's actually really necessary, because in the game only one goes off and they know to get out of the house. But I don't know, just to make it a little more realistic. So here I am trying to figure out, what am I gonna clutter this garage with? And I'm just scrolling, trying to pick through things, trying to go from there. And then I find this little thing. I like that. That's kind of cool. So I put that in there, kind of to block off, like, hey, don't touch this over here, because the kids, they never listen. Put my hot water heater there, because you have to have a hot water heater. You have a home, you want hot water, right? Then I have this truck, so it's almost like a his and hers thing, or whatever you want to do. And so I put 2 cars in the driveway, because this is a big house and the family lives here, and heck, if I could find a minivan, I would have put that there. So I'm still filling the garage, trying to figure out what I'm going to put, figure out what's going to look good. I find this chainsaw, but then I'm like, it's covered in blood, so maybe not so family friendly. So I remove it. I do find this chopper, which is cool. This is from one of the mods from Extreme Violence. I'm just trying to see what the difference is. That chopper there is, I don't know, it just looks a little bit better. Now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put on this wall. And I know I am looking for the electric panel, and I find it, so I just put it in that corner there. Because you also have to have that, right? I mean, come on, you got to have electricity. This is your home. And these are the ones that you can fix and upgrade and whatnot. So that'll be a cool job for a mom or a dad to do once they start, utilizing the house. Washer and dryer. That's what I decided to put right there. It's a little nick away, like a little nook away from everything. I said Nick. I don't know why. I don't know why I said Nick. Anyway, washer and dryers here. I put the laundry basket. I just put them right next to each other. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Just something we can utilize. I will go back and put counters in that area, just so they have a place to fold, and makes it a little more realistic. But right now I'm working on the garage. And I was like, maybe I could put that there, but it kind of took up too much space. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And, I'm just trying to fill space in. But you know what? Less is more sometimes in a small space like this, especially on The Sims and just in life in general. But here we are back in the garage. I'm looking for something to fill the garage a little better. We have, cool stuff in here, but we need to clutter it up just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. We need a little bit of everything. Of course, we have to have a woodworking table. I feel like every garage has to have that. I don't know. I always felt that way. So I always put those in my garages. Of course, you gotta have some, tools for yard work and whatnot. And how else do you maintain a beautiful home inside and out? You have to have tools. You have to have, tools for yard work. You got to keep everything tip-top shape. That's your job. You're a parent, or maybe they're not a parent yet and they will have kids eventually. Who knows? Of course, we got to put a little bit of sports memorabilia up there, because what's a garage without something like that, I take this and put this over near the front door. This just has the mail, and it's like a key holder. I think that's pretty cool. Change the color, make it match a little better. Of course, you've got our cleaning products. Broom, dustpan, I'll move that over a little bit. Of course, you gotta have that little head up there, that little skull. You know what I mean? It kind of gives the garage a little extra umph. You know. There will be a pool in the backyard, so of course I have to have pool stuff in the garage to, you know, make sure we have everything we need pool wise. This is just a little hook thing, but it's got like climbing gear and ropes and different things like that on it. This is an adventurous household, so we need the gear to match. I was gonna put the purses and the bags up there, but I thought that's just too much. I feel like it's just too cluttered, so I didn't do that. However, I did find aprons that I was like, yes, those have to go in the kitchen for sure. And yes, there's two, because mom and dad, they can both cook. It's not just a woman's thing or a man's thing. Everybody can cook. Like I said, some more yard tools. Of course, the famous fishing pole from Grandpa Jack, and you know, it's a family heirloom, and we will make it an heirloom. It'll be great. Again, we have more pool tools because we will have a pool in the back. So, that is a necessity. Moving things around a little bit. I like it like that. Of course, you gotta have a hose on the side of the house. It's just I don't know, I feel like it's just a part of building a house. You gotta put the hose on the side. It's just, I don't know, it's just a part of it. I think we put another hose, if I'm not mistaken, but a red one inside. Maybe that's for something different. I don't know, or a backup for the outside, who knows? You can never be too prepared. Then I'm gonna put that sign over the electrical box because got to be careful, Simmers. You don't want to electrocute yourself. But this is a warning, so when you see it, you say, hey, maybe I shouldn't touch that. Especially if I'm not qualified or my skills aren't up. So, we're just looking around. Yep. Showing you around the house. I was just seeing if that can go up there. Nah. Not great. So I don't use it. I actually get rid of that. And I'm just clicking around, trying to see what sporty things we can put in the garage, because I feel like it's a place where everything goes when you're all done, you know, or just when you need to store extra stuff. So now I'm just painting the garage walls. Nothing crazy. I like it. I like how the garage looks. I think that looks fantastic. Now I think we're going to move... I'm actually going to put a fish tank right here, actually. Because, I don't know, I feel like every family should have pets, you know, and a nice little fish tank is good because it's easy to take care of. I delete that because, of course, we have to put our boxes there that have all our decorations in it for whenever a holiday comes. You know exactly where to go. That's usually always in the garage. Now I will put a fish tank here. Very basic, very easy, but a great spot for it. Saving the game. You should always save the game. Yeah. I like this build. I love it a lot, and I can't wait to actually play on this lot. Now I'm going to go upstairs. Obviously, you see we have an empty shell. We're going to work on the bathroom right now. I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do with the bathroom, and I was kind of skeptical about putting the bathroom there because there's not a lot of walking room next to the stairwell. However, I know they can get by, and I'm like, let's just do what we have to do. So right now I'm searching for a door. I want the perfect door, you know, because I can't go double door because there's not enough room, but I still want a door that says elegant but functional. So I'm just looking at the doors, and I pick one, and then I think I place it, and I'm like, nah, I don't really like that. And then I place the one I actually picked the first time. Okay, so we have our walls down. Now I am trying to figure out exactly what it is that I want to do. I know I want to put a stand-up shower, but I was like, you know what? What if we did a stand-up shower, like a walk-in shower, and a bathtub combo? So that's what I did. So I'm just trying to find the right. I'm just trying to find the right look here. And I settle on this. Now's the time to build the shower. Oh, very sorry about that. Now's the time to build the shower. So we're building the shower. We are just trying to make that work. Now I'm trying to decide what kind of doors do I want. Um, they do have these really cool sliding glass doors that are for the shower. You can really put them anywhere, but they're really for the shower. So I put those doors on, and then there's also matching windows to that. So I wanted like it to be a whole glass shower type of situation. I don't know. I thought it was cute. I still think it's cute, but you know, that's what I was trying to do. Trying to find the right color, of course. And then I realized I'd have to do it, you know, that color scheme because those are the only two that actually match perfectly. So, getting the shower head in there. I moved these around a couple times because I'm like, oh, we could do this. You know, we can do this. Oh, sorry, that's my smoke detector. The battery in the basement is low, so somehow they're connected and it's talking up here. I don't know. So I'm just trying to figure out what to put there. But then I end up changing the entire design. I changed the entire design because I'm like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like this, that. I'm very indecisive when it comes to building bathrooms. So there's that. I get rid of that. I think I move that over to the right hand side, and then I think I put a bathtub. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put a bathtub. And I like that combo. I like the combo of the bathtub and shower. So, you know, two people can use it at once if they want, if they're familiar with each other that much. Um, and then I'm looking for the right countertops. So I go with the modular countertops. And I put the toilet there on the end, as you can see. I think I moved the windows around a little bit as well. I just add some accessories and finishing touches to the bathroom. Looking for the right sink. I like those little round sinks, but I was like, let's go bigger. I kind of feel like those are a little too big, but then again, does it really matter? Not really. Then I'm like, there's way too many windows. It's just, I don't know. They were too close together, and then I was like, let me move them. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna delete it. Now I'm trying to find the right mirror. Love those mirrors. Love them. Then I'm trying to think, what can I put in the middle? Because I always have to put something somewhere. So I'm looking at hand towels here, and I don't know. There's a lot of options, and, well, I can't decide which ones to put. Some of them are too big, some of them are too small, but eventually end up finding the right ones. That's not the right one. I will switch that out for two different ones. I don't know, because I felt like, I don't know, one towel in the middle that everybody has to use. Like, I'm real, like, finicky like that about my own towels. So I'm like, I would like my own, please, and thank you. Then I found this cute little shower caddy thing. I've never seen it before. But anyway, I found it. I put it on the left hand side. I was like, huh, that's cute. I like it. So then I get some robes, put them up. I initially had three, but I'm like, that's overkill. That is overkill. So I removed the blue one and I changed the black one to a white one so that it's pink and white. Yeah, I like that. And then I believe I add some lighting. Oh no, actually right now what I do is I add something in the middle. It's like almost like a little cosmetic tray type of situation. And it's got like soaps and lotions and things like that on it. And I just put it in the middle for everybody to use. I was like, yeah, why not? That's realistic. Very neutral color. Now I'm gonna look for lights to put above the mirrors because I just think it looks cute like that. Gonna save the game again. You can never be too careful. Now I'm going to make two rooms at the far end here. And I kind of struggled with what kind of shapes do I want because I was just going to put it right across, but I'm like, I don't know. We can be a little more creative than that, can't we? I noticed here that the rooms weren't even, and that's an issue for me. I don't like things that are not even and, exactly the same on both sides. So I had to fix that. So to make them even on both sides, I just cut out the middle, and I was gonna leave that open, but I'm like, that kind of looks weird. And then it dawned on me, those can be what? Wait for it. Just wait for it. It's coming. And I'm like, can I put it? But I'm like, nah. So anyway, I put the doors. I make sure they all match upstairs, and it's a cute. They're cute. I don't know. I just like the setup of that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I close this off, and that middle section becomes what? Wait for it. Very creative. That middle section becomes closets. So there's a closet for both rooms, and I really like the fact that I thought about that. Although I think I have seen that somewhere else in a different build, but I don't know. I thought it would be cute in this one. So these rooms are not very big, but that's okay because this is not the master bedroom. These are probably just the kids' rooms or guest rooms or whatever it is you'd like to do. Now I'm going to build another room next to the stairwell. This one's a little tricky. It's a little on the strange side shape-wise, but it worked out. Then I realized that I'm way too close to the steps. So I think I moved that back a little bit because I don't feel like the feng shui is really feng shuiing, if you will. I moved that window. Just looks better like that. I like that little door on the angle like that. Get the wallpaper going. We are almost done with this build, believe it or not. So that is the upstairs. That is another room. And then, so I moved things around just a little bit, nothing crazy. And I think I pull that one wall out, yes. And then I add another room onto that room. So this is technically a 4-bedroom house. This will be the master bedroom. This will be the master bedroom. I know it looks small right now, but I do end up expanding it outward. Because I turn around and then I turn the camera, I realize there's like a lot more space in the back. So that's when I realized there's a lot more space in the back, and I pull that wall all the way out, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the master bedroom. However, now that I think about it, where I'm putting this roof at, I could have made that a private bathroom, because there's only one bathroom in this entire house. I think I will go back and I will make that a private bathroom for the master. But then again, you think about it, like, that's what it's all about, is the chaos of having one bathroom and a 4-bedroom house, and it's filled with kids and relatives and all kinds of cool stuff like that, and cool people, and you just have to figure out how to make it work. I think that's like a part of the fun. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Getting the roofs in order, and yeah, this build is pretty much done. Our next video we will do will be to furnish the house, and yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you. Great build.